Patrik Antonius's stoic poker face has been around for decades. In this video, you'll see his transformation over the years, from a somewhat reckless young Patrik to a solid poker veteran. Let us know in the comments what you think sets his game apart from the rest. Antonius calling Gus Hansen raise with 7-6 suited.
Hansen Antonius, welcome to Rail Heaven.
By the way, I'm pretty sure of all the players we've seen so far, Patrik Antonius is the only one who is still making EPT final tables in the modern era.
Yeah.
So far.
One of the all-time greats, that is for sure.
Action checks around.
A rare slowdown from Gus Hansen, but he is multi-way with no connection to the board. Bergstrom with the double gut shot straight draw. A 4 or an 8 will make him a straight. He calls and Gus Hansen's out. You'd imagine. Yep.
Wait, how do you even see that double gutter there? Now I know why you do this for a living.
Well, double gutter does brick. Bergstrom at the river with just 9 high. Antonius checks his hand. Can't bet if you check. That is the 2005, and I think reasonable decision to bluff here as well. It will be one of the worst hands he gets to the river with. I'm sure in 2005 he's not thinking about not blocking any diamonds and just getting Antonius to fold some ace-high diamonds or something like that, but just because he isn't thinking about it doesn't mean it doesn't work to his advantage. He is betting 84k with the 7-9.
Can he do it? Can he do it? There it is.
And that's why he's the best. Patrik Antonius picks off the bluff.
Oh, man. What a guy.
Antonius raising with 8-4.
Queen 9 for Gunnar.
Masterbroad calls the raise. The flop is 8-7-4. 2 pair for Patrik. Not much for Osterbrod to get excited about.
Is that 3 hands in a row where someone's flopped 2 pair?
Yeah.
Patrik bets 60,000.
Osterbrod really trying to figure this bet out. What can it mean?
Gunnar announces all in.
Yeah, you ain't getting a fold here, pal.
Wow. Nice try, but makes the wrong move at the wrong time and runs into the 2 pair of Patrik Antonius. And Osterbrod is the player at risk here. And with that card on the turn, it is all over. Gunnar Osterbrod, the runner-up for 120,384 euros. Patrik Antonius, the winner, 288,180 euros. This is the moment that Patrik Antonius became an EPT champion.
Doug Polk with 7-4 offsuit, and Patrik Antonius, we don't know yet what he has, and the flop a 7-4-5, so he must have known Grant.
It's easy when you know it's coming, Paul. Just top and bottom pair for Doug. No idea what Patrick's got.
That's 6,000.
It's 2 clubs on board, so there's a draw out there. Pretty coordinated board.
Well, Antonius bets 6,000, and Polk calls, the pot climbing to 18,000, the turn a 5 of hearts.
Now that is a card that could potentially counterfeit Doug's hand. He's leading out.
5,000.
I guess he wants to know where he stands in the hand. If Patrik has an overpair here, then he's taken the lead. Obviously, if he has a 5, that's also good. Or if he has a better 7, that's now good as well.
23,000.
Well, Polk electing to lead into Patrik that time, Patrik having none of it and raising.
And Doug flopped a very big hand that has become a much smaller hand. He just has 2 pair 7s and 5s with no kicker. Still has top pair, of course. but it's very vulnerable at this point.
Well, he makes the call. You can hear a lot of chatter at these tables. Quite incredible. We're talking about prop betting and stuff. The river is a queen of spades.
I expect Patrick continue with the aggression here. Reach for a lot of chips. Often big bets like this, stone cold nuts or very, very strong hands, making it look like it's bluffy and just trying to buy the pot.
It's a big decision, isn't it? He obviously thinks he's good here. He's reaching for chips. He's not convinced with Patrick's big bet. Oh, look at this. He's reaching for more chips than I thought he might.
Well, he realises his hand doesn't have a great deal of value, and he thinks he can get Patrick off by putting in a big raise.
Wow, this is going to be a big raise. Well, let's wait for the amount.
Re-raise on seat 4.
That is a huge raise.
And Patrick has to have a
That's
think about this.
302,000.
All of a sudden, all the chatter at the table has backed off. They've realised that these guys are in a $500,000 pot.
He doesn't like it. And I'm almost certain that Patrick's got the best hand here.
I call.
Wow, he does call. Let's see if you're right, Grant. He turns over his hand, and it is 8-6. So, wow, look at that. He's flopped a straight. He must have considered that that was a full house that he was going to call off to.
Kings under the gun. Antonius currently second in chips, a 60 big blind stack. He raises to 135,000. All around to Fernandez, who's third in chips.
He's getting in there, up by.
He has a similar size stack to Antonius. He's just flattered with the jacks in position. So Antonius Fernandez heads up to the flop. Kings versus jacks. It's a jack-high flop.
Oh my goodness.
Antonius continues.
And he is about to take it on his incredibly well-defined chin.
Just a call from Fernandez. Queen on the turn. Patrick checks.
Fernandez has all the likely queen-jack combos, and also, you know, because we've seen people massively under-repping their hands because they don't want to 3-bet, I know Antonius doesn't expect his opponents to 3-bet queens or jacks pre. So whereas in other spots you could more easily define your opponent's hands, they can have, you know, the top of their range, they can have the best of this board.
This will be the last hand of the level. We're ticking into the break. I hope it's not Patrick's last hand of the main event. Well, as previously referenced, he has got Fernandez covered just. And the queen on the river, so the full house for Fernandez.
And the clubs would have gotten there. Maybe that stops Patrick from paying off a huge river value bet. Clubs.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the best cards Patrick could have seen on the river to avoid losing more chips.
Well, Fernandez decides to bomb it, overbets the river, shoves for 2.4 million. And if anyone can get away from this, it's Patrik Antonius.
Yeah, I think he can do it.
Yeah.
2 point.
How much?
Sorry, 2.4.
Now, if Patrick does get away from this, he'll leave himself with 2.6 million. Around 40 bigs.
I think all this is, obviously Patrick is collecting information, but I think he knows he has to fold. It's just a little bit harder to get rid of these kings, so you have to give yourself every reason.
It feels worse than it looks.
Yeah.
I think, you know, even in a spot where there aren't all these ICM considerations with all the shorter stacks, I think Antonius would make this fold.
He lays down the kings.
You got it?
Oh yeah, he's got it. Action will start with Patrik Antonius under the gun. He likes what he sees. Pocket jacks, the jam jars.
I love it. I wasn't sure if you were going to say it.
Hansen calls with the 10-8 suited. Stepanian picks up ace-king.
I would imagine that we're going to see a squeeze here, given how close he was putting in many chips with the ace-6 in the previous hand.
So it's a re-raise from Stepanian with the ace-king. 21,000 is the size of his 3-bet. Patrik Antonius has 128k behind.
It's quite a tricky spot. One thing we know is that Antonius is not going to be folding this hand. I would imagine that Hansen has to get out of the way here with 10-8 of spades, but maybe it feels like he's priced in now. No. Heads up to the flop.
And that flop is king high. Antonius outflopped.
Stepanian got to be delighted with that flop. He's got to be thinking now, what's the best way that he can get all the chips into the middle? I'd imagine on this board that he wants to probably be c-betting pretty small. If he's going to bet hands like 10s, jacks that he occasionally squeezes, he's going to want to c-bet ace-queen. Wow! Don't doubt the jam jars. Do not doubt the jam jars.
Absolute gin card for Antonius, turning the set. And the irony is, if that turn card had been a deuce or an ace, that face would still look the same.
He does not give much away at all. I wonder with all his experience, does he still ever get the flutter? You know, he's just after turning the jack in an EPT main event, or if it's just another day at the office.
So we've got a 90k pot. Antonius has bet 28,000, leaving himself 60k behind.
I think the play here is going to be just call. Not a whole lot you need to protect against.
Stepanian shoves. And Antonius has called on their backs. And the river card is irrelevant. Stepanian is drawing dead. Patrik Antonius is going to double up here. How it's possible, Vladimir, is that he's Patrik Antonius and you're not. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome poker content. And check out this video. The YouTube algorithm seems confident you'll like it.